My name is Natalie Friedman. I'm the Associate Director of the Learning and Teaching Center, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you today to one of the first of many collaborations that you're going to see coming out of this office. This is a collaboration among the Learning and Teaching Center, the Media Cloisters, and the library. We're moving in a direction where we're trying to act more like a team, work together more, acknowledge the fact that we do in fact collaborate and work with faculty in achieving their goals. And so we've begun calling ourselves the Learning Commons. It's really important when you're thinking about a kind of final assessment for your kids, right, for your students, how to assess their knowledge, how to assess their learning, is to think, well, I could just assign them a paper or give them an exam, or I could think about ways to have them engage with this and express their strengths in different ways.
I'm going to talk really briefly about two particular courses that I do here that are a little bit different. One of them is called Physics in Motion, which is a course where students explore physics concepts by using digital video. They videotape some real-world object, and then they use an analysis program, which is specific to physics, which actually allows them to extract real data about real objects. So you could imagine they could go outside and film a Frisbee, for example. I'll tell you about one that was particularly innovative. They decided to do a study of Nintendo Wii. And so they brought a Nintendo Wii into a 5th grade classroom. My students filmed the little kids actually swinging the little Nintendo thing. And from that, we're able to figure out what an actual speed of a real bat swing might have been, calculate how far the baseball might have actually gone, and then compare it to the real results in the Nintendo game. The other one has to do with my tour of the subatomic zoo class, which some of you have actually participated in or been asked to participate in. That's a course where, again, it's designed for non-science students, where we learn about subatomic particles. So I propose a super collider and then have the students in groups give a debate where they present to U.S. senators the pros and the cons of building such a machine. This is nice because it allows students to pull their own disciplines into the project. So for example, if I have a French major in the class, the French major might be on the Committee of European Physicists. And if I have a geology or a chemistry major in the class, they might be arguing for or against the environmental impacts of the project. If I have an economics major in the class, they might be discussing impacts on taxes and things like that. The last piece, and I'll make it quick, and then I'll play you this little song, because the song is worth 1,000 words, is I've been doing creative writing assignments in this class as well for about the last 15 years. I also left it open to other creative assignments like a video, I got a rap, and then I got this song, which I think tells it all. This is a music major, and this is him singing about positrons. And he told me it was the corniest song he ever wrote, but the most fun he ever had. So I'll see if I can get that to play and if it comes out.
Positron song.
Can you hear that?
I am a positron, and very few people know that I exist. I am like an electron with a few strange twists. Electron has a negative charge, so I've got a positive one.
Talk about a language course that I've been developing over 2 semesters. It's French 205. It's intermediate French. The assignment, as you can see, if you look through sort of briefly through the assignment, you see that they have to work in a team. It's spread from April 14th, this was last spring, April 14th through May 5th. So it's a good 3.5 weeks or so. And I worked closely with Baynard, who actually was the person who put me on to the particular technology. He heard what I wanted to do, and he's like, I have something for you. Baynard conducted workshops with my students, and that's why it was all sort of staggered over 3 weeks. They had to come up with their idea, they had to work with their teammates, and then they had to already have some images and some text and some ideas by the time they went for their workshop with Baynard. And then Baynard sort of walked them through the media aspects of it all. So let's see, I need to get into VoiceThread. So I created an account and I gave all my students the password. because you do have to pay. It was like $25 or something to use this. Can you hear?
Il était une fois qu'une belle fille russe se promenait dans la forêt. Elle avait un panier de la nourriture chinoise à emporter pour faire un pique-nique. Il faisait beau et du soleil, et donc elle s'est endormie.
Did you see that little box that came up? Okay, that was my comment. Okay, so you can the instructor can comment. In my case, I'm commenting on language problems that I see, so then they can go back and look at it. VoiceThread has a bank of illustrations, but they could take from. They could also scan images. This group did photographs. They were photographs of Paris, and then they also they did drawings. And this was about a trip to Paris. This is the Musée du Louvre, paintings, etc. I'm just really...
I'm Sarita Gregory, and I teach in political science. I was contacted by the Board of Elections about a grant through the U.S. Election Assistance Commission, and applied for the grant. And surprisingly, we were able to successfully get it. And so part of the summer I spent organizing a new organization called Dutchess County Citizen Action Network. And the purposes of the organization are to provide the Board of Elections with a new crop of students, a new crop of poll workers to work in this general election. And also to allow students from 3 different campuses to meet, interact with each other, and to serve a useful function by working at the polls on Election Day. I started last year, and during my first year orientation, Boehner introduced this concept called a wiki. And I had only heard of wikis through Wikipedia and I have this kind of snobby relationship to the Wikipedia, and I always discourage students from starting there if they're doing research in my class. Boehner showed me the possibilities of the wiki. Talk a little bit about the ways that we were able to harness the wiki, not just for disseminating information, but actually to use it as a tool for project management. DC Can, this is our planning wiki page. Each of the people that worked on the team with me during the summer took on a persona. We were all kind of sexed up, and I should stop using that. But the point was to really figure out ways to infuse this project with creativity, to make it lively, to make it something that would be attractive to the average college student. We were able to use the wiki, and I'll just show this one example. For most of we created a master logistical plan, and we're able to basically nail down different items that needed to be done by different people. When you have 5 or more people that are working together collaboratively, sometimes it's not always easy to get everyone in the same place at the same time. They all checked in on the wiki every day, and so they knew what their assignments were. They could give me updates, I could give them updates, and it was a way for us to kind of manage keeping in touch with each other. So for my democratic engagement class, what I've tried to do is to create an outside class space for our class. We only meet once a week. We're a senior seminar. And so one of the key things for me was that it was important for me to be able to maintain contact with the students when we're not together, and also to create opportunities for the students to be able to talk with each other.